Hey guys, to start off this video, I want to say thank you all so much for your support. If you've been following the channel since the beginning, you'll know that I've done YouTube content for a little over a year, not too much past a year mark. Twitch content was a little bit longer than that, but we just passed 8,000 subscribers not too long ago. We're getting pretty close to 10,000, so thank you all very much for all of your support. Now, this video, I wasn't for sure if I was ever actually going to do it or not. Honestly, the past 6 months, I've been debating whether or not I should do it. But especially over this most recent time, I realized I just don't have time. So I might as well go ahead and do this giveaway. Now, don't worry, I'm still going to be doing raid content. Everything like that's going to be exactly the same. Actually, this account right here that you're looking at, this is my current main account. However, if you were following back when I very first started my YouTube journey, you'll know that I had a different account. Now, this is my account for basically the first year of my raid journey. Now, this is the one that I will be giving away. Obviously, the intro was a little bit to mess with you guys. Got to have a little bit of fun. And I mean, I've had this account for a year, and I've literally been considering giving it away or not for that entire time. And I had to make the video worth it. I mean, this was my very first raid account essentially. So I got to play around with you guys a little bit with the thumbnail, the intro, and the comment to enter the giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like this video, and then comment by Ty, B-Y-E-T-Y. I obviously have a space between by and Ty, but leave that in the comments. I want to see what kind of reaction we can get people. I mean, hey, I'm going to give this account away, so I need to get as much of a reaction as I can. It's going to be something maybe a little bit funny. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe people say, yes, he's finally gone. And if so, that'll be the outcome that I do not want to see, but we're going to see what happens either way. Now, this account, basically what I want to do today is, as you can see, I have, well, like I said, two different accounts. I have this account, level 100, 8.7 million player power. I'll probably never be able to give this away. It's got content creator perks, got content creator avatar. So this account will probably never be given away, right? This account, however, this was my first year of raid. If you don't know how the whole situation happened for me changing accounts, basically, I was on stream. Somebody said, hey, Ty, I have an account for you to try out. I tried out the account. The idea was to make a series out of it, and that account changed from a series to now my permanent account, my main account. This one was what I began learning raid on. So I want to go through here, kind of showcase everything that I had built up, kind of talk about this account, kind of talk about the differences between a 1.7 million player power, level 69 account. This account was pretty well progressed whenever I quit playing it. Talk about this one, kind of talk about how I got into raid more or less, kind of go over all that kind of stuff, and just kind of have a chill video. So if you're here for just the giveaway alone, you enter by just subscribing, liking, commenting by Ty down below, and then I'll do the drawing probably within the next few days. Maybe it'll be done before the end of the month for sure. Maybe next Friday or Saturday, I'll go ahead and do the drawing. This weekend, I'm going to be gone to a wedding for my sister-in-law, so I'll be kind of busy, but we will give this away, and we're going to go ahead and go over this account. So these are the champions in this account right now. Honestly, I haven't been into this account for a while, so I'm going to go over the champions. Some of these builds may surprise me, and you're going to see my live reaction on if I'm very shocked about the builds. This idea came to my head yesterday whenever I was doing my Molly Tankard video, which if you haven't watched that, I think it's worth taking a look at because Molly will be in the life token shop, and I think she's definitely a champion worth getting. I think she's very, very good. Some people in my comments said that she was overrated, but I don't think she's super hyped up, and I think she has a lot of value. But this account does have this recall quest. So whoever does get this, you'll be able to select your boost. You'll be able to get this stuff done. I think it should stay available for a while. We have the energy on here. And yeah, so it's got a decent amount of stuff you can do. Once you finish all these, you get a free void shard. You'll be able to get these boosts, 100% XP, 50% silver. Basically, you can look at this right now, take a screenshot or whatever, check it out. But you'll have all this stuff, okay? The shards on the account, nothing crazy, 2 ancients, nothing insane there. A lot of energy, so you definitely have a lot of time to grind out some dungeons or whatever it may be, campaign. As far as the champions being leveled, once this thing actually loads, there we go. As far as the champions being leveled, though, let's take a look at them, okay? So my Arbiter, she kind of got dropped off at 285 speed. Now, at the time of getting her to 285 speed, I don't think it was even that high. So 285, 2 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed, 2 speed, no glyphs. Okay, so we got a decent amount of potential you can squeeze out. She has no speed on the banner. So let's see if I even have any speed banners here. So we have, literally this would have been better than what she's currently wearing. So back then, when I played, I didn't truly see the value of speed. Honestly, I don't think I even truly seen the value of a speed booster in the arena because this was my arena setup. Now, I'm really hoping that one day I was like, hey, let's jump in here and throw miscreated monsters into the arena and let's try them out. But looking back at this, if this was actually my team, I don't know how I ever won arena matches. My defense has Arbiter as the leader, and this team makes sense, okay? Kind of. Arbiter into Molly, into Razin, into Yannicka. Let's see how that actually works. But that arena team right there, that's kind of sloppy. Arbiter, Molly, Yannicka, and Razin. All right, so I have no clue how this speed tune is. I've literally not changed any gear. Basically, whenever I switched accounts, I basically had quit this one. So this account has more or less had a year of not being played. In the beginning of this video, when I said I've been kind of debating about this over the last 6 months or so, that was completely honest. Everything I said at the beginning of the video was 100% honest. This account, obviously being my very first account, your first account, you have a connection to it, except for the people, I guess, who give away their accounts that they spend a ton of money on anyway, so maybe they don't have a connection. But either way, I did enjoy this account. I was very hesitant to actually give it away, but I've literally not played it whatsoever for the past few months, and I figured, hey, it's not the best account ever, but it is a solid enough account where I think somebody could get some value and some benefit from it. Especially, I mean, if you're fairly new to Raid, if you have an account that you progressed a little ways on, if you're free to play, this account has had maybe like $400 spent on it. So I'd say it's a relatively low spend account. I mean, over the course of a year, about $400 isn't a crazy amount of money, at least not comparatively to a lot of other people's spend and even my main account spend. But there's a lot of potential in this account. Now, I'm going to click around through the account, kind of go through different areas, the dungeons. We'll see everything that's set up. Honestly, I don't even think there's 3v3 teams set up. There is actually. Kind of surprised, to be honest. I got a defense, one-person defense, so I guess I came in there and just set that up. But we'll go through and click everything, see how everything's going, and I want to talk a little bit about how I got into Raid. So this video is not necessarily going to be super informative, but you guys can already see that if you're this far in. So basically, a long time ago, I used to play Clash Royale. So Clash Royale, the lane battler, basically you build a deck, put your people down. It was a real-time game. It was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun. But the issue with that game is that I'd spent a ton of time on it. Honestly, well, other than that, there wasn't really that much of an issue. I played Clash Royale for a few years. It was like my main game. And then one day, I don't know where I actually seen Raid ad from. I assume I'd seen it from probably one of the trillion different YouTubers who actually promote Raid all the time. But whether I'd seen it from the App Store, whether I'd seen it from an advertiser, whatever it was, I decided, hey, let's go ahead and try this out. I was always interested in like team builder games, strategy games, and things like that. So I downloaded Raid, and my relationship with Raid was very mixed, okay? At the time, my dad was playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So if you know anything about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, it's very similar to Raid in the aspect of having a team builder. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I was a little bit late on getting into that game. I tried playing a little bit, didn't really get into it. Marvel Strike Force, same thing. I played it just a little bit. I enjoyed the concept of both of those games, but I was too far. I feel like I missed the boat on those games. But when Raid came out, I loved the graphics. I was interested in playing, and my dad was already playing a game very similar, so I started playing Raid. Well, this is where it gets into my kind of back and forth relationship with Raid. So at the time, Raid didn't have a PC desktop application. They didn't have no way to access from the PC other than an emulator, which at the time, which is kind of crazy to think back, 2 years ago, I literally didn't know anything about emulators whatsoever. And now I have a Bluestacks link, which you guys can click down below if you want to check out Bluestacks and download Raid from there. But back then I didn't know anything about Bluestacks, didn't know anything about any of that. So I literally just played Raid from my phone. Well, at the time, being married, my first son, I don't think was born yet, but Raid takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of time now, but it also took a lot of time back then. And back then I'd pull up my phone, I would constantly be playing Raid. And it got to the point where like I would be talking to my wife, pull out my phone. She's not a huge fan of that, of course, right? I don't think anybody is. But I ended up like, too much time being spent in this game. I deleted it. So I deleted it the first time. And then a few days later, I was like, that game Raid was actually a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall it. Well, I reinstalled it. Played it for a few days. This game's too fun, too addicting. I'm spending too much time. Let's delete it again. So I deleted it again. Well, a few days, few weeks, whatever like that went by. My dad was telling me that he was going to quit playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So I was like, Dad, well, if you're going to quit playing Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, he was, I think, playing maybe Empires and Puzzles. I don't know what other game, but he was getting into another game kind of lightly. And I said, I got a game, but if you start playing it, you're going to be very addicted to it, okay? You're going to spend a ton of time playing it. And I actually had to uninstall it quite a few times. So I gave him the whole forewarning whatsoever. Like I said, hey, this is an addicting game and you're going to play it a lot if you download it. Well, he downloaded it. He started playing it. And then he started talking to me about it. He started asking me questions, probably like, how do you farm the campaign? What's the best way to get experience? How do you get through Dragon Stage 5? I don't actually know if he asked me that, Dragon Stage 5 or not, but the basic questions. So he started talking to me about it. I'm like, I don't really know, but let me go ahead and download the game so then we can talk about it together, right? It's always good to have something to do with your parents, right? Or family in general, somebody to play games with. It always makes the game more fun, right? So I downloaded the game again, and that was the birth of my real raid, I guess, addiction. Not necessarily addiction. That was like the main starting point where I would download it and wouldn't delete the game again. So from there, I remember basically we kind of just muddled our way through the game. You can see here, I got a 3 minutes on the Dragon team, which is very, very slow, especially considering I have Frozen Banshee. My dad started playing, and honestly, that was probably about 2 years ago, I think is what it was. Because, I think it was about 2 years ago when he started playing. And then ever since then, I've basically been playing pretty consistently. Now, when I first started making content, I had basically wanted to make content for some game for a long time. I have a lot of World of Warcraft videos scattered throughout YouTube on different YouTube channels. I have a Call of Duty video, which is pretty cringe, to be honest. It was probably 8 to 9 years ago. And if any of you think I have a Southern accent right now, the Call of Duty video from back then was so much worse. Okay. The Southern accent was almost unbearable for me. I don't even know where it came from, to be honest, because I don't have that much of a Southern accent. But either way, I've always been interested in content creating. That's where I kind of transitioned into raid. And then basically the knowledge that I had, the knowledge that I have now versus from when I started, massively different. Being more involved in everything is very, very different. So the Dragon team was very slow. I did play around with my Spiders team, so I kind of messed it up. Actually, no, I take it back. So I used to use Miscreated Monster, Molly, Armiger, I think, Arbiter, and Ultimate Gallic. Let's see. I think this was my team. Now, that aura doesn't even work as the leader. I had to have Arbiter in here for Ultimate Gallic to actually use his burn correctly. If not, he would not do this stuff in the right order, because back then we didn't have the preset AIs. So basically he would attack the spider with that A3 ability or whatever and not place any burns, and then he would go with his A2, and it was a very sloppy situation. But yeah, back to my original raid information. So I was watching a video on the early days of my channel, and I'd seen that team going pretty slow, and now I think it's very well known that speed is king in the arena, right? So speed is absolutely huge. You'll see my best time in Spider was actually like 4 minutes, which is a pretty daggone long time. 4 minutes on Spider stage 20. Now, the one downside is I don't have a Cold Heart on this account. And I didn't try to open for Cold Heart during the 7 Void Shard event because I really wasn't going to play this account anymore. I didn't plan to play it anymore. If I would have realized I was going to definitely give it away, I would have for sure probably went for the Cold Heart. It was kind of a meme on my Twitch channel that this account is in the 271 plus day login rewards and still doesn't have a Cold Heart, which is pretty ridiculous because, it has had a decent amount of money spent. Granted, a lot of the money that was spent went towards energy and more of like guaranteed results. So like energy, books, things that when I bought, I knew what I was getting out of it. I didn't really buy much shards on this account, really, like none at all. Back then, I was such a low spender that even the Battle Pass, I was hesitant on. The Battle Pass, everybody knows, like one of the best deals raids ever done. And even back then, I was like, I don't know if I really want to spend the money on it. And nowadays, the Battle Pass pops out. It's like, yo, you should buy this. It's an amazing deal. So if they have it again, that'll be awesome. Now, this Spider team is very clunky. Once we do this, I'm going to look at my best times in Ice Golem as well as Fire Knight. Fire Knight's a very clunky dungeon. I think my best time there was like 4 or 5 minutes or something, because not having a Cold Heart makes a huge, huge difference. So I'm going to check the times out there and then kind of talk about like the main champions that I used. And then we'll look at some of the gear on these champions, which may be kind of interesting. I may be surprised. Now, I do think that I put everybody in speed boots, okay? So if I see any HP percent, defense percent boots, I'm going to be very, very surprised. There shouldn't be none of that going on in this account. I definitely don't have the gear level to be doing that. Checking the time right now. It's 3:30. Supposed to be having some people come out here in a little while to check on our walls for our house, our water damage. They're hopefully going to fix all that stuff here soon. So I'll be back in my house, which is where I'm at right now, but I'll be able to live here and be able to make content more consistently and regularly, get back to a normal schedule. Being outside your house, it's not bad. I mean, it's definitely easier when you're in your home, with all your setup, your stuff, doing your thing, right? This may not even work, to be honest. This is a very, very clunky team, to say the least. So all these burns, we're going to go back out of this. 3 minutes in Spider, it's not really what I wanted to showcase. So my best time on Spider 20 was 1 minute and 21 seconds. Not bad, but definitely not great. My best time on Fire Knight 20, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. My best time on Ice Golem was 4 minutes and 7 seconds. So Ice Golem's kind of a slow place. Fire Knight's slow when you don't have Cold Heart, especially, right? We go in here to Dark Elves and see I have no Cold Heart on this account. So unfortunately, I have basically all the Void Rares except for Cold Heart. Faction Wars isn't that well progressed. Whenever I quit this account, it was kind of like Faction Wars was pretty early in its days. So Faction Wars is only 380. So definitely got a lot of Faction Wars progress to be made here, which if you really grinded it out, if you spent some money, you may even be able to finish Faction Wars before Lydia, but it'd be pretty difficult actually, because she comes out, well, no, Shadowkin opens up in like 3 months. So it's going to be kind of tricky, I do believe. Now, I should have Ninja here. Do I not? Did I miss Ninja? Ooh, I hope not. I think I may have missed Ninja. Oh, I missed him. Dang it. So I had most of his log. That's how little I logged into this account. I could have swore I had all of his login stuff done, but apparently I did not. And apparently once it went off permanently. So I thought that I had him. Unfortunately, I do not. But let's look at the gear on the champions. Okay, so Arbiter, 285 speed. She can easily get bumped up to 300, I think. See what kind of glyphs I have. I don't really have, I have a little bit of glyphs there. I haven't done any Doom Tower stuff here. I have a little bit of glyphs. The speed can definitely be bumped up. Rosin, 3800 defense, 2800 HP. Decent. I think he was maybe tuned for my, well, I don't know. I'm not even say tuned for my clan boss because honestly, my clan boss team was a little bit clunky, which we'll see what that is in just a second. Ciladrix is in stun gear, pretty slow, 158 speed. I would like for her to be closer to like 170 if I was going to use her more consistently. But having that stun gear is not bad. She's not booked whatsoever. My Rosin's also not fully booked. My Arbiter, Molly is fully booked. My Yannicka is fully booked. As far as how many books I have on the account, which is 0. Honestly, if this account wasn't mine, I probably wouldn't even be giving it away. I mean, I don't know. There's a decent amount. There's decent champions here, right? There's decent legendaries, a lot of energy, so a lot of stuff you can work off of. Tomb Lord, let's see what his speed is, 156. So a lot of these champs I was gearing bare minimum stuff, right? Before really perception gear was around, couldn't really forge that, so his accuracy is good. +4 on the banner. I was very, very stingy with my silver, it seems. I have +8 on my boots instead of +16. It's an easy, an extra 20, 30 speed. Basic, or an extra 20 speed at max of 40. So that would easily boost me up to 170. So yeah, missing speed there, why do I have HP? I don't really know. It's not even maxed out. Interesting gearing. Madame Saris, she's 185 and 410. Okay, so she's actually decent. So she's speed tuned, I guess, with my arena team, but she wasn't in my arena team. That doesn't make no sense. So the arena team I would actually be using is, I don't know who my nuker was on this account. I think it was actually Lua. I think Lua was actually my nuker. And then Molly. I think this was the team that I used back then, but we'll see in just a second. I hate when you have a sneeze about to happen, and then it just goes away. It's the worst thing is when you're about to sneeze and somebody says bless you before you sneeze. Not much worse than that, guys. Not much worse than that. Lua may not be my actual. We're going to see in just a second if she hits very hard. So, I take it she's not actually geared. We'll see who my best nuker was, but this is the proper arena setup. Arbiter into Molly into a nuke champion, which will probably be my Yannicka, I bet. Let's see. 195, 219, that's probably my Yannicka. I don't have much Savage gear on this account, so my nuking isn't great. Immortal gear on my Miscreated Monster, 70,000 HP. 80, okay, so he's not terrible. 201 speed. Good healing from the immortal stuff, so he's not too bad as far as that goes. Now, I do have a 5-second farmer, so this is one area where I was flexing on stream, okay? When I first started streaming, this is one thing I did like to show off. So I do have the OG 5-second farmer. So you can easily burn through this energy because you just take Fellhound, throw him in here, and let him do his magic on chapter 12, stage 3 of the campaign. Turn it on auto, boom, boom, and boom. Now, it wasn't 5 seconds that time because we got a little bit of a delay in the beginning, right? But it moved along pretty quickly. Now, that's an awesome part. Let's look at Lua. She's wearing no gear right now. Whisper, I'm not really sure where I used her. I'd say Clan Boss, but I don't think I even used her there. Maybe Faction Wars. Rear Guard was Faction Wars, maybe Clan Boss as well. Sepulchre Sentinel, I'm pretty sure was Faction or Clan Boss. Pretty sure for the decreased attack, increased defense, block debuff. So she is booked. Madame Saris should be booked. Rear Guard Sergeant is doing pretty good. Tyrell is booked as well. Tyrell was a huge champion for me. Tyrell and Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher was a big one too. He used to do Minnow. Whenever I used to farm Minotaur, I would use Steel Skull, not Skull Crusher, sorry. Steel Skull, Miscreated Monster, I think in Tyrell maybe. I know Steel Skull was a huge one in my 3-man team for Minotaur. And his gear is actually pretty decent. 3,100 HP, not great. 2,800 defense, 213 accuracy. Let's see what we have. Defense, speed. So my gear wasn't terrible, honestly. We got some accuracy there, not too bad. I just didn't level the stuff up at the bottom very much at all. Cult Brawler was in my Clan Boss team. He is decently geared. Nothing crazy there per se. He's missing some upgrades on these two pieces, as well as my weapon and my shield. I don't really know why I didn't upgrade those pieces. I mean, that's easy extra survivability. Missing this mastery, which not a huge deal. Doesn't really do a ton for him in the Clan Boss usage, which honestly, Frozen Banshee may just be better than him. Frozen Banshee's 201, 284. Decent, pretty squishy, but overall decent champion. Apothecary was a pretty big one. 213 speed. It's not too bad. 213 speed for Apothecary, probably just in dungeons where I used him. Not too bad at all. Blood Gorge. This is actually the second Blood Gorge on the account. The original Blood Gorge that I got, I actually fed him because I didn't think I was going to continue playing Raid. So I was like, screw it. Let's go ahead and feed him. I don't really want him. And then I pulled a duplicate of him. So I'm like, well, got to keep this one. I think it's a sign that Raid wants me to level that Blood Gorge. Now, we do have Seer on this account. We have Mausoleum Mage. So Seer and Mausoleum Mage are a very good combination to speed through dungeons. So overall, I mean, we have some good, in this account, I have some good high quality champions. We have Seer, Mausoleum Mage, Umbral Enchantress, Molly, all very good champions there. Obviously, I missed a lot. Frozen Banshee, Arbiter, Rosin's good, Madame Saris. But for like the Voids, Madame Saris and Seer, they're very, very good Voids that are very valuable. And a lot of people who don't have them definitely struggle because of not having them. Now, as far as Void legendaries, I don't think I've ever pulled a Void legendary on the account. So this was Battle Pass. This was earned. This was Battle Pass. So I've got 0 Void legendaries on this account that I've pulled. If I go into my Champion Vault, no Void Legos there. I got 2 Madame Saris, which is kind of funny, to be honest. Decent amount of champions in the vault. But yeah, I've never pulled a Void Lego. So if you do win this account, then you're going to be pretty close to getting a Void Lego. Actually, we get a Void Shard tomorrow, so one may be coming up soon. Maybe it's a Hegemon. If I give this account away and it's a Hegemon, I'll probably have to take the account back. No, I'm just kidding. But let's look at the vault. The vault, nothing special in here. But basically, guys, this account was my OG account, original account that I ever played. Spent my first year on Raid learning how to do this stuff, and it's basically just a time capsule of back then, to be honest, because not much has changed since then. The masteries on these champions were all basically farmed for, because back then I didn't really have a ton of gems, so I didn't really buy many masteries. Most of the masteries I just farmed. I farmed with my Steel Skull, Tyrell, and Miscreated Monster maybe. Miscreated Monster was a huge carry, getting through stage 20s on all the dungeons basically. Overall, this account is a pretty solid account if you're somebody who is wanting an account that's not brand new. You want an account that's fairly well progressed, has a decent base to it, very good amount of energy. You will have to pick up some XP boost if you want to actually level up at a reasonable pace whatsoever. But overall, the account is going to be good if you're an active player. The Clan Boss team right now, I think, was a 3-key or something like that. Nightmare, I believe, is what it was. Let's see if I can join a random clan. Oh, crap. I got to apply to join that. I don't want to apply to join anything. Oh, I'm already in. Never mind. Looks like a pretty inactive clan. Let's see, they got Nightmare. Oh, they don't have Nightmare unlocked. But I'm pretty sure my Clan Boss team was this, actually. This is what it was. So I got Leech from Yannica, some Poisons from Occult Brawler, some Speed from Apothecary, some decreased defense and weaken from Rosin, which he's not even fully booked, so he's not landing that very often. And he does have good accuracy. And Sepulchre Sentinel for decreased attack and increased defense. So overall, this team's not terrible. I'm not for sure what I would really do to make it even better, but I don't have, on this account, I don't have counterattack. I don't have unkillable. So a lot of those really good teams, it will take a little time to make this actually work out. But if you're looking for an account that's got very good amount of energy, plenty of space to grow, and an account that was my original one, if you see any value whatsoever in that, go ahead and comment down below, buy space Ty, so BYE, Ty, TY. And yeah, good luck in winning this account. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.